Hi, welcome back to the channel. In our last video, we have learned how to configure an EC2 instance to host Laravel application. So here, from the last video, here is an instance and it is working fine through IP address. So I'm browsing this website using an IP address. Today, we are taking things a step further by scaling and adding high availability to our setup. So here what we are going to learn in this video. So first thing first, create an image of a snapshot of our existing EC2 instance. So why we need this? We have currently this application working fine, which is hosted on our EC2 instance that we have configured in our last video. So that is fine, but what else if we want to place an elastic load balancer and we want to load balance our workload. So let's suppose it's your application and you want to have multiple server to load balance. So traffic is huge and you want to load balance. So how you are going to do that? We have configured the system and we are going to take a snapshot of our existing system. Here how we can do this, a snapshot. Let's put this name for the snapshot. Okay, this is the name of for the snapshot. Leave everything as is. So here it might take time to create this image. Once the image has been created, I will be back. So here image has been created. This is the image and I went to here in AMI. I was here in instances and here I come to the AMI and here it is in a available state. So now we are going to create another system using this image. So how we are going to do this? So launch an instance, name anything, Laravel blog app 2, and instead of choosing from here from the quick start, I'm going to select my AMIs. So here I do have AMIs. Okay, that is fine. Here I do have the master image and I will leave everything as is. Yes, the key pair name that I have created in my last video, I'm using it here. And select existing security group and let's verify what security group I do have attached with existing EC2 instance, and I will be using the same. So let me select this security. Here is the security group. So I have to allow the same thing, same port, same security setting. So I'm selecting a same security group. So security group is fine. Everything is in place. Let's launch this instance. So this instance will have the same setting that I already have. So view all instances. If you are enjoying this content and find it useful, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It's a small click for you but makes a big difference for me. Thank you. Okay, this instance is in place and it's about to restart. So here is the IP address. I come here in detail. Here is the IP address. Let's try to access it. So whatever the user we have created in our last video, those users should access. So user is DevOps. This server has the same application or not. So here I do have existing application and let's verify if I put this IP, if I'm able to access it or not. It is saying no. Yes, it's been configured. It takes a little while. The system gets ready and I do have the accessibility. Now I do have two systems in place. So what we did, we have created an image of an existing EC2, create second EC2 using the snapshot. Now create a target group and do these things. But before doing that, let me explain to you that how we are going to do this and why we need this. So here we do have users who want to access our site. So here is the internet, and currently I do have two IP address, one IP and second IP address. Here are the two IP addresses. This is one IP address and this one is a second IP address. So user need to put these two IP address to access to our application. So here if I can denote is as EC2, sorry for my handwriting, EC2 1, and then this is the EC2, EC2. So these are the two applications. These are hosted and they are using the same database. So if I put like this, so this is RDS. So they are using the same RDS, and user need to browse these applications separately. So this is internet, this is internet. So user need to request internet and then goes to here by putting an IP address of our server, one of them, and they can use it like this. But this is not the practical way. If you have your application too many users and they are creating load on your server, then you have to put something like a load balancer between them. So what is the way that we can do it? So for the load balancer, how we are going to do this? So here I do have the same internet, int for the short I'm putting it, and here is the user should have the seamless experience. They should know the only one URL, and it is not their concern that how many servers we do have. So in AWS we have application load balancer. If I put like this ALB, so here I do have the application load balancer. So whatever the user requests, the request goes to ALB, and ALB does have their own DNS name. So it will go to this DNS name, and then from ALB it is going to target group. Let me put like this TG, and TG have all the EC2 that we want to attach, as many as we can. So in today's example we are going to put two EC2. So EC2 here and then EC2 here. So two EC2s are here. So whenever users want to access the application, it will goes to this DNS, whatever the DNS name. We will check it shortly, or we will be creating it shortly. So putting the DNS name here, request come to the ALB, and then ALB send this via the target group to our EC2 instances. So two of them are here, so the load will be balanced, and these EC2 definitely are attached to the same RDS. So let me put like this. Here we do have RDS. So this is the logical diagram for our application, that how it will work. So let's dive into it. So up until now we have created two systems. Now we have to create the target group. Here if we go to these bullet points, so create target group and configure it for multiple EC2 instances, and then ALB. So if we come here and then we have to go to the target group. Here we do have the target group in the bottom here on EC2 page. So let's create a target group, and we are definitely going to attach target as an instance. We do have other things, the IP address, lambda function, and other thing as well, and even application load balancer as well. But right now we are going to use instances. Here put any name, Laravel blog app TG. This setting is fine. Default VPC is fine. This VPC, because I do not have any other VPC. health check are fine, everything is fine. And in advanced health check, I need to put here another one which is 302. Why I need it here? So here I do have this application. Okay, here I do have this application. If I come here, okay, and I want to access my application, so how it is working. So whenever the request hit, first it goes to 302 and then it will be browsing other pages as well. So here I do have this. Here is a 302. So first status is 302 and then it goes to 200. So if I do not put this here, so success code, my application server which is EC2 is not been able to register. So that is why I have to put here 302 as well. And then next, I'll put instead of comma, I have put the period over here. So that is fine. These are the two servers and then include them as pending below. And then create target group. So total 2 target, healthy 0, unused, both are not in use. So now I need to create a load balancer. So I've created here a load balancer. Earlier I was here on a target group. Now load balancer, create load balancer, and we do have a couple of type of load balancers here: the application load balancer, network load balancer, gateway load balancer, and a classic one which is not been recommended anymore from the AWS, and they could disconnect it very soon. So now we will be using application load balancer. So let's create this load balancer, put the name, this could be any name. So would it be internet facing or internal? So it will be internet facing. Network VPC is fine, and then I have to select the availability zone. So it's been recommended in which our EC2 instance are exist. So it is in availability zone US East 1A. Both are in the same availability zone. Let's put that. But we need to select at least 2 availability zones. So let's try to have 1 availability zone. And let's try to create it, because these are the optional thing that we can include web and CloudFront. We do not need anything as of now. It is saying at least 2 subnets will be required. So select any other subnet as well. This is another subnet, and or you could select all of the availability zone as well. So right now I'm selecting 2, but you could select all of them as well. So create load balancer. Load balancer has been created in a provisioning state. Once it will be back online, I will be demonstrating you how it has been working. Let's verify what is the status of our target group, that those systems are become healthy or not, because earlier it was showing to unused, it's still to unused. It should be healthy. These both are in initial stages, and since it is in an initial state, what our load balancer will do, load balancer will come to the target group, and target group will do the health check, and they are declaring any system unhealthy once it is unable to match this success code. So earlier it was 200 and I have added 302 as well. Since our application that we have configured is redirecting onto 302, once I'm just putting an IP address, it's been redirected to post as well. So this application has been configured like that, and your application might be working directly on 200 or 301 for the redirect, my application is redirecting to 302. So that is why I have put the success code 302 as well. So if this target group sees 302, that means also the success code, and it should bring my those two system healthy here. So it's still in an initialize phase. It might take some time. So now both of these two systems are healthy and health checks were successful. So I come back to the load balancer, and now the status is active. Now it's time to access the application. As I have told you here, we have to access a DNS name or a domain name. So the load balancer has put up a DNS name, which is here. Here is the DNS name. So we have to copy, and let's try to browse it. Let's see if I'm able to access it or not. So I'm able to access the same application that I have configured here on these two systems. Now from one single URL, I'm able to access it. So let's try to create a post, and here is the post. I'm going to test ALB test. Let's try to add it if I'm able to add or not. And it is saying 419 page expired. So this is the problem when we are using it behind the load balancer, and there are two of these systems. So how this happened? Because this has been happening as a security measure. Laravel put CSRF token. So what does it mean? I mean, how it is happening like that? So as I have told you, I have two of the system here. One system is here, one system is here. So how the ALB or the TG has been working? They are sending a request once a user is trying to access. They have access a DNS name that we have access, and it comes to TG in a round robin fashion. So user might be create one request here, it comes up here, and once it's been uh, and once the request comes up here, and a session might be request come up here and goes here, and a response will come from here. So it sees a CSRF token mismatch, and that is why it is giving us this error 419 error. So what is the solution? So there are multiple solutions. From one thing, you can configure your application and you can get a help of your developer to do this thing. But another way we can do it, we can go to the target group. Whatever the target group we have attributes here in target group. This is the target group, and here we have the attributes. Come to the attributes and edit it, and here we do have stickiness. So we have to enable the stickiness and leave it as is. Load balancer generated cookie or application based cookie. So we are relying on load balancer generated cookie, not the application cookie, because we do not change any application thing. So how the stickiness duration is, it is saying one complete day. So instead of 1 day, let me put it to the minutes, and let's say I'm putting here the 2 minutes. So how it is been happening? So let's come to the drawing board as well. So now for the CSRF token, I have put the stickiness on. So once a user has been requested, it request comes, and for the next 2 minutes request will keep going to the same EC2, and it is not been changing. So it is not like that. Once I have clicked on a create record, a page is open from here, and once I have submitted button, the request target group has put it over here, and it is saying what you are talking about 419. It's kind of malicious attack because of our application don't know if the session has been changed like this. Like session comes up over here, and then suddenly once we put the update record, the target group send the update record to this server, and this server says, what do you mean, because it's not been updated and I have not been issued this the token that you are providing. So if we enable this stickiness here on target group, that for the next 2 minutes everything goes to the same EC2, then it will be, this problem will be fixed. So stickiness session duration is 2 minutes. Let's save it. This has been saved. Now try to access our application again. Let's verify. Continue. Let me access it again. Now I do have it here. Let me try to add another record. Now I'm able to create it. Okay, this is it. This is the record that I'm able to create it. And let's try to open it in another browser. I have opened it in a incognito mode, and let's try to delete this record that I have added. Now I'm able to do it. Now this is how we are going to configure two different applications, two different servers with the one target group and a load balancer. I hope this tutorial helped you on your DevOps journey. If you have any questions or suggestions, drop them in the comments below. And remember to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. See you in the next video.